Hi guys, how are ya? It's 4:59 on Tuesday 15th of Jan at River Swim 1. I'm just up the bank to my right at the back colony. Just over there in the trees, the black dots are bats. The odd one's going to come out of his perch. In about 4 hours' time, they're all going to set off on their nightly search of fodder. There you go, there's one there on cue. I've just popped out for a quick session. I'm kind of down there by about what? I don't know. Let's have a look. By about 800 metres. Hi guys. Alright. Rods are baited and ready to go. I'm at the swim now, obviously. Just come up and move forward a little bit for you. On my arrival, the right hand margin again was going off the hole, and obviously to the right where you can't see, just over there. Loud crashes. The snag over there, they're huddled up around that snag. There's been about 2 or 3 crashes. No sign of them out in open water. So what I'm going to do to start off with is I'm going to go 2 on the far bank, on the far margin. Just zoom in there. I'll probably go just about there, and then to the recess where I fished the last time. And then what I'm going to do is, just after I cast out, I'm going to put some maize, probably about there, just a little bit of open water, where I can just throw a couple of handfuls out, which I'll do just after I cast out. And then I'll bring one rod in, probably about an hour and a half before I leave, and flick it out. Obviously if there's action on the far bank, I'll leave both rods out there, but I'll just bait up one swim ready to go. I'm going to fish the left hand rod with KD rig, and I'm going to do the right hand rod with an hinged stiff rig. Can't get my words out, mate, I'm kind of excited. Alright, I'm going to crack on. I'll get back to you shortly. Bit of an old-fashioned tactic here. Got a couple of broken twigs as my indicators. I'm fishing literally with the sticks, bobbins, right up, so there is 0 slack. I'm literally up against the far bank, and the fish can only take line or move away from the bank. So essentially those lines, if they move away, they'll drop. So any twitch, that just gives me that indication. So far bank. just there, and just there. One crashed out earlier over at the snag, came out of the water completely. I mean, if I'm a bad guesser, alright, up a double, easy. 20, well, I'm a bad guesser. I was, and I still am, half tempted to stick a zig out there, which will be a couple of bits of floating maize. There you go. Oh, that was on camera. And I'm thinking of dropping it dead short, because there is a snag before the big snag. So I'm going to drop it dead short. I'm going to play a really cheap tactic. I'm going to put a off the main line on the third floater rod, just a SSG shot, depth round about 5 foot, and just a hook with the 2 bits of maize. Well, what was that? That was in the snag, going for the bread I just chucked out. So we'll see. There you go, up again for the camera. Exciting. Perfect. Baby brown snake. Just crossing the water. It's going to be a bit shaky because I'm going to have to go down to keep this in view, so excuse it. Baby brown snake. Absolute perfect. This is what I've got to contend with. Alright, he's double back. I think he's seen me. He's going to bask there for a bit. Couldn't have happened at a better time. Behind me a carp going off, but I reckon the snake's a bit more interesting at this time. Can you see him? It's only young. Still dangerous. Yeah, my rods. So he's what? He's about 14 foot from me now. He'll just sit there. That's what they normally do at this time of the day, because the sun is now on this side of the river. So they swim to the sun to bask. Gorgeous, there he goes, off he goes. So he'll probably come up and shit the fucking life out of me, because he'll disappear, climb the bank, bask in the grass. Baby brown snake. Hey guys, thought I'd just quickly show you my hinge stiff ridge where I use maize as the bait, so floating maize instead of a pop-up. This bit here is one already tied, but obviously just a hook link. I've just done this for the camera so you can see, and this is what I'll use as the main boom. Hinge stiff rig. Here's the boom. I use a short boom and a short hook link. What I've done here is I've just got some fine line, very much like you would have the line to tie your pop up, but I actually thread it through, create a loop, thread it through, put the hair stop in, and then I just tie it on, and then I've got that as an end result. Very simple, very effective. Let's see if it does anything for the last hour and a half before we pack up tonight. Been quite a bit of canoeing activity today, at least since the time that I've been here. This is mainly a canoeish stretch, and as you can see they're getting quite close to that far margin that I'm fishing. Now here's my theory. I kind of reckon that's why it makes sense why the fish are now actually hanging around the snags and only feeding off the top in the snags, or obviously being present, that's where they're getting their fodder, and so therefore these canoes have actually pulled them into safety. Now they haven't been going, well I suppose they've been going past every like 25, between 25 and like say 40 minutes, which is enough to sort of spook a fish and just keep them held up around these snags here. So what I might do is give it another, what, half hour, and then bring the right hand rod away from the far margin and put him out to where I threw out that maize, which is about there. Not too bad. Bring it in a bit earlier, it's alright. You never know. And it is, what, probably about just there. So, you know, if they're held up in that section for safety, they might venture out. Just a quick one, guys. Sometimes we can all get a little bit complacent and, you know, sort of a bit lazy and just assume things, but check your floaters and etc., which I'm sure you all do. But as you can see, I just dangled that in the margins and I had the putty on and it just boom, dropped. The whole rig just dropped from the hook link. So took the putty off, and with the size 11 and a size 6 wide gate, that is perfect counterbalance or critical balance for free maize. Don't need no putty whatsoever. That just sits pretty and it falls nice. So just a little tip for you, which I'm sure you all do, but for those that don't, be advised, always check it in the margin before you cast out, and be rest assured that your rig's sitting pretty. Okay, I've just had a fresh fish crash over the recess where the bait is, and just on cue as I'm thinking about bringing it in and placing the hinge diff rig, or changing the link, putting on a maize, floating maize, and then a fish crashes. Here we go, as per bloody usual. Alright, well, let's see. They're in the area. The canoes have died down, as in they've all seemed to be gone back the one direction, which is that way. So that's back to base. Let's see. Hello again. Okay. Change of plan. It's now 7:21. There's basically been activity in the spots that I've put bait. Far margin and to the right with the maize. So what I decided to do is to keep the right hand rod on the far margin in its place along with the left hand rod. I changed the depth on the zig to basically bottom as a pop-up, just a single SSG, and I've more or less flicked out a free line over the maize. So I've got 3 rods out now. The only tricky thing is, is basically if the right hand rod, which is the maize rod, goes off, it could be hairy going over 2 lines. Well, let's just see. I'm kind of on it. I'm sort of closest to the right hand rod, so slightest bleep, I'm there. It's likely to run to the snags, but anyway, we'll see. Nice one. Hello, mate. That's what fishing's about, isn't it? Bit of light entertainment. Here's the sign. The bats are actually called flying foxes. So this is the sign that lets people know that this is the zone that the bats are hanging out in. Video surveillance. It's about 8 o'clock. It's quieting down quite a bit. Oh my word, there's an owl on the other side. Oh, it's not going to fly around. Oh, that would have been fantastic. Never mind. Save that one for another day. The wildlife along this river is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Birds, snakes, bats, fish. The other species in this river are a Murray cod, which is like a cross between a pike and a perch, probably more like a Nile perch, but it's got the pike colours and it's as fat as a Nile perch. Goes up to about, what, 40 pounds, various stretches of this river. Sometimes see people spinning for them down here. They quite rare at the moment in terms of regular catches. Apparently they're good eating fish. Oh, did you hear that off camera? Oi, oi. Oh, that was a cracker. Yeah, so the wildlife is pretty good along this river stretch. Here you go, look. That's the bats. They're waking up. Here you go. They wake up, they dive in the water, get a drink. And then they fly off downstream. Here you go, look, all waking up. See that? It's been very quiet otherwise. Fish crashing every now and again. Here you go, for the camera, nice one. In a moment there'll be a swarm of them. It will be like someone has just rang the bell, wakey wakey. There you go, look, getting denser and denser. More and more. That's bats. If you're scared of them, you won't want to come fishing down here, I tell you. They're actually harmless. Unless you get shat on by one of them. Pretty toxic, their waste. Look at that, gorgeous. It's quite interesting actually. Normally they take to the sky, but what you've actually got now is, I reckon, because it's been a hot day and they've been hung in the tree, that they're going straight for a drink, and so they're flying low. And what they're actually doing is they're literally coming along this channel here, and then flying round the bend, which takes them into the city via the river line. See? Literally following the river around. Look at that. Off to the city, to the parks, botanical garden, backyards, eating off fruit from trees, apples, lemons, pears, olives. A lot of the shit is black, where they've been eating the black olives. You've got a lot of back gardens, you've got olive trees. So don't leave your washing out at night, because they're going to shite on it. Especially on your white sheets. Mr. Kookaburra's not happy. He's got bats invading his territory. Alright, well, all that action on top hasn't really resulted in any action on the bottom. Probably give it another 15 minutes and then pack up and go home.